Okay, starting the recording, and I'm going to pin the view. All right, guys. So thank you for joining Yin. If you're joining virtually after the fact, I know some of you are even going to join this evening right after the recording. I'm so grateful for everyone that's still showing up for ease. It's just been a beacon of light for me, even in this time, and I hope it can be that for you as well. So we're going to start on our backs tonight. So find a comfortable position for you. If for any reason being flat on your back is not comfortable, you could just sit propped up against something. We are going to do a 3-part breath. So it kind of helps to be on the back for this, but if that's not comfortable for you, it's important to be comfortable. You could have the knees bent as we settle in. You could butterfly them. Soles of feet could be together. You could have feet towards the outer edges of the mat and let the knees knock in. If you have any issues with your back, just take a moment here and begin to settle in. Take a deep inhale. Open the mouth and just let all the air fall out. Let yourself deflate from everything that you are holding throughout this day. Do that again. Take that deep inhale. Open the mouth, let it all fall out. We'll take one more like that. Deep inhale. Open the mouth. Feel yourself against the earth. Feel the strength of that connection, feeling held and supported. Maybe you can feel the vibration. Maybe you literally feel vibration from around your house. Maybe it's noise, maybe it's voices, maybe it's the humming of appliances. Maybe you left the dryer going. Maybe enjoying the natural hum of your environment. As you begin to settle in, coming to this place, however you are today. For a lot of people that I communicated with today, today was not an easy day. And if we were in person and I greeted you as you walked into the room, I would let you know however you show up is the right way. That we honor those ways, even on the bad days, even on the grumpy days, even on the days full of sorrow. Which also means you're allowed to have the bright days and the days full of joy and happiness. And maybe your day can be a mixture of both. But we show up without judgment, however we come into the space. Knowing that, take a breath here, wherever you are. Take that deep inhale and let it go. Become aware of your heart space, this deep heart center. With every breath that you take, and the inhales, feel that back body of the heart press against the earth. And with every exhale, notice how the heart might press a little more towards the sky and the universe above. Maybe notice the heartbeat. Maybe imagine how that breath circles around the heart center, Anahata chakra, this energy wheel. Letting the breath begin to spin with this energy. Begin to pull down an intention, allowing it to pull in and weave its way into this heart space, this beautiful spinning wheel, and feel that pulsating breath. Feel the back of the heart press to the earth. Feel the front of the heart press towards the sky. And let your intention grow. And we'll take one more round of breath for intention. Take a deep inhale. Open the mouth, release. Allowing that intention to grow even bigger than your physical being. And then take 3 soft, even breaths. We'll remain on our back, so you won't be moving. Take those inhales and those exhales for 1. Inhale, exhale for 2. Bringing in and letting go anything that doesn't serve you. After the 3rd round of breath, place the hands on the abdomen. We're going to bring the breath down into the abdomen, feeling it expand on the inhale, contract on the exhale. Inhale, feel the abdomen expand. Exhale, feel it go down. One more. Inhale and exhale. And slide the hands around to the bottom ribs. Let the thumbs go towards the back, and then the other 4 fingers are wrapping around towards the front. And on this next round of breath, feel the ribs come out to the side, expanding, filling up that rib cage. And then let them come back together. Again, expanding. And let the ribs come back together. One more time. Inhale. And let them come back. Beautiful. And then slide the hands up to the chest. If it's only comfortable to allow one hand to rest there, that's fine. So allowing the breath to connect with the chest. So on the inhale, chest rises. And on the exhale, it goes down. Inhale, let it rise. On the exhale, it goes down. One more. Inhale, chest rises. On the exhale, release. Beautiful, you guys. All right, now we're going to put all of that together. So imagine the torso as if it were a pitcher, and you were pouring the water into the pitcher. As you pour the water, it goes down into the bottom of the pitcher and begins to fill up. And that's what we're going to do with this 3-part breath. So on these first 3 rounds, as you inhale, we'll start at the base in the abdomen, go to the ribs, go to the chest, and then we'll exhale down from the chest, ribs, abdomen. Hands can be wherever is comfortable for you. So you can place them on the abdomen, you can place them on the floor, anywhere at all that feels organic. All right, here we go. Take an inhale, fill up the abdomen, ribs come out, lift the chest. On the exhale, the chest comes down, ribs come in, abdomen goes down. And again, fill up the abdomen, ribs go out, chest fills up. Exhale, the chest comes down, the ribs come in, and the abdomen goes down. One more in this direction. Inhale, puff up the abdomen, ribs come out, chest lifts. And then on the exhale, allow the chest to come down, ribs come in, abdomen comes down. Just take any normal rounds of breath that you need. And now we're going to reverse it. So we'll start with the breath coming into the chest, then the ribs, then the abdomen, and then exhaling, abdomen comes down, ribs come in, chest goes down. So here we go. Inhale, chest fills, ribs come out, abdomen fills. Exhale, abdomen comes down, ribs go in, chest comes down. Inhale, chest fills, ribs separate, abdomen fills. Exhale, abdomen comes down, ribs come in, chest comes down. One more round here. Inhale, chest lifts, ribs separate, abdomen fills. Exhale, abdomen comes down, ribs come in, chest comes down. Beautiful, you guys. Lovely. Take any organic rounds of breath. Just let everything release out. If legs are long, you can bring the knees into the chest. We're going to remain on the back, but you can bring them in and hug them in. Make some skulls on the sacrum in one direction, make some on the other. We're going to find our way into our first pose on the back. So we're going to just do tree on the back. So whatever leg you prefer to start with, it's fine. I'll try not to lay on Kira. So right leg could be long, left foot comes up by the right thigh, and that knee comes out. If you need to support underneath this knee with some books or a block or a towel or a blanket, that's fine. Arms could stay by the sides, or you could bring them overhead, or you can grab opposite forearms and let them come over the head. If you're doing that, if you're grabbing opposite forearms, notice which hand is on top, because you'll switch it on the other side. So first pose, tree on the back. The idea tonight is just finding some sthira and sukha in our life, an idea that travels through yoga. Sthira and sukha, effort and ease. So allowing the body to gently begin to unfold in this space. Maybe not rushing into a place of full sensation, but sometimes giving it an organic moment to settle in, understand it has the opportunity to open, and to take its time with that. And sometimes you'll find that the slower you go, the more time you give your body and your being to open, that the more it will respond and the easier time it finds to unfold for you. Look, the trees are turning their own bodies into pillars of light. They're giving off the rich fragrance of cinnamon and fulfillment. The long tapers of cattails are bursting and floating away over the blue shoulders of the ponds, and every pond, no matter its name, is nameless now. Every year, everything I have ever learned in my lifetime leads back to this. The fires in the black river of loss, whose other side is salvation, whose meaning none of us will ever know. To live in this world, you must be able to do three things: to love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones, knowing your own life depends upon it, and when the time comes to let it go, let it go. Mary Oliver. Gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. Whatever knee is bent, help that knee back up. If you want, hug the knees into the chest and release. Hug them in and release. You can make circles on the sacrum before you come to the other side. And when you're ready, extend the other leg, foot comes by the thigh, and knee falls out. Again, arms could stay by the sides. You could have palms down to ground, palms up to receive. You could have arms overhead, or you can do the opposite forearms, allowing the arms to fall over the head. Wherever you are, gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. Then Oakley writes, we are greater than our despair. The aspects of humanity are not the most real and authentic. The most authentic thing about us is our capacity to create, to overcome, to endure, to transform, to love, and to be greater than our suffering. We are best defined by the mystery that we are still here and can still rise upwards, still create better civilizations, that we can face our raw realities, that we will survive the greater despair that the greater future might bring. You find the lightness of breath here, allowing once again the idea of the body softly opening. Maybe knowing that we can find some ease in a life full of discomfort. We can bring in a moment that can soothe, that can calm, that we can recharge. So, where do you need to be in this place, in this time? It's the most that you can get out of connecting with yourself. Is it giving yourself permission on the days that you need to turn around your life? Is it knowing that some days you actually need more, a little more a little more push? Can you come to these ideas without judgment? Gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. Help that knee back up to center. Bring both knees in, hug them in and release. Hug them in and release. Make some circles on the sacrum, 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the other. And then bring the feet back to the earth, staying on our back. Soles of feet will come together and knees will fall out, and we'll find cobbler on our back or butterfly on our back. Again, if you need to prop up the knees, feel free to place blocks or the books underneath them, towels, a blanket, anything that gives you a little support if you're finding that you have too much strain within those hips. And gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. Opening of eyes. That day I saw beneath dark clouds the passing light over the water, and I heard the voice of the world speak out. I knew then, as I had before, life is no passing memory of what has been, nor the remaining pages in a great book waiting to be read. It is the opening of eyes long closed. It is the vision of far off things, seen for the silence they hold. It is the heart after years of secret conversing, speaking out loud in the clear air. It is Moses in the desert, fallen to his knees before the lit bush. It is the man throwing away his shoes as if to enter heaven and finding himself astonished, opened at last, fallen in love with solid ground. David White. Just for now, without asking how, let yourself sink into stillness. Just for now, lay down the weight you so patiently bear upon your shoulders. Feel the earth receive you and the infinite expanse of the sky grow even wider as your awareness reaches up to meet it. Just for now, allow a wave of breath to enliven your experience. Breathe out whatever blocks you from the truth. Just for now, be boundless, free, with awakened energy tingling in your hands and feet. Drink in the possibility of being who and what you really are. So fully alive that the world looks different, newly born and vibrant, just for now. Dana Falls. Gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. Slide the hands under the thighs, help the knees back together. Again, hug them in and release, hug them in and release. Invitation to either pause on the back for the in-between moment. If you're ready to come up to seated, you can roll over onto the side and come up and then find your way. Soft gaze, closed eyes, and just take in the in-between moment. Noticing what has already begun to shift or change for you and your body and your spirit and your mind. Also noticing without judgment, allowing it to just come as it is without an expectation of what it should be. And when ready, finding your way back. If you're still on your back, gently finding your way up. Our next shape is going to be sleeping swan. So you can come into it from a tabletop, bringing the right knee behind the right wrist, letting the left leg go back. You can place something underneath the left shin to help lift that left knee off the earth if it bothers you. And if you need something underneath the right hip, a blanket, one of your books, and then when you're ready, you'll come down. You can have books underneath the forehead. You could make this with your hands to help support. Now, if this is excruciating, there should be no pain in your knees. You can always do the figure 4 on your back. You can do deer pose where feet come to the earth. You drop the knees out. Walk the hands forward in front of the front shin and then around towards the back foot, getting into that hip. If anybody needs any help, find the chat box at the bottom of your screen. If you're in a regular computer thing, if you're on an iPad, you might have to search, might have to start tapping on the screen. If you're having any issues, just hit me up. If you cannot find the chat box, just talk. It's okay. Everyone will manage. Gather the breath deeply and release. Inhaling once again and let go. We come to a place with a little bit more sensation in this shape. We've allowed the body to slowly come to that. We don't usually do that in this class, but we've given the mind a moment, an opportunity to slowly arrive here. So maybe that can be part of what you can take from this today. Are there places in your life where you need to slow down how you approach them, to take more of a pause, to go gently up to them in order for your entire mind and soul and body to unfold to what is happening for you? You need to change your perspective around it. Maybe questions that you can ask yourself or ways that you can incorporate this idea of unfolding slowly. Again, I often find if I talk to a couple people that are having an off time, it's not just them. So you're finding that you're coming to this place tonight and you're not feeling an opportunity of any joy or happiness. There's a lot of struggle. That's okay. But meet yourself with a little compassion there. Don't judge it. Allow yourself to be where you are, because maybe that's what's meant. It's not often consoling. Sometimes it's what we have to go through. How I go to the woods. Ordinarily, I go to the woods alone, not a single friend. They're all smilers and talkers and therefore unsuitable. I don't really want to be witnessed talking to the catbirds or hugging the old black oak tree. I have my way of praying, as you no doubt have yours. Besides, when I'm alone, I can become invisible. I can sit on the top of a dune as motionless as an uprise of leaves, while the foxes run by unconcerned. I can hear the almost unhearable sound of the roses singing. If you have ever gone to the woods with me, I must love you very much. Mary Oliver. And use breath to find your way through sensation. If you're in this place and now the sensation's filling you up, and that's your complete focus, where can you release a little bit more? Where can you use your breath to relax places that might be getting tight within you in order to overcome the sensation? Instead of maybe settling in to find your way through it. I let it all go. And cake and pictures and clocks poured out of you. Past things, goodbye things. I let you go that day on our mountainside because if I didn't, I'd have fallen off the cliff with you. And some people are never worth dying for. Erin von Buren. slowly begin to come back. Take a deep inhale and release. Inhaling once again and let go. If you're in the sleeping swan, you can curl the back toe, lift the back knee, release the right knee back. You can find some cat and cow. If you're on your back for a figure four, you can release the bind and hug the knees in and release. So finding any organic release here, I'm only going to give you 3 rounds of breath in between sides. So here we go. Inhale, exhale for 1. Inhale, exhale for 2. Last round. And then if you're coming to the sleeping swan, left knee comes behind that left wrist and the right leg back. Again, if that knee bothers you, the one behind you, prop a blanket underneath the shin so the knee is not even touching the earth. You can place something underneath this hip. And when you come down for your sleeping swan, you can have anything you want underneath your forehead to help support you. If this shape is not good for you, first indication, any pain in the knees, please don't do it. If there's anything else going on for you that I'm unaware of, feel free to take the deer pose. Feet come to the earth, knees fall to the same side. Walk the hands out in front of that front shin. Staying long in the spine, you walk around towards the back foot till you feel it in that side hip of the front hip. And of course, you can do figure four on your back, which is ankle over the knee, and then hands come around that thigh. I'm sorry, I don't even think I described that on the other side. So gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. Khalil Gibran writes, it is said that before entering the sea, a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the path she has traveled from the peaks of the mountains, the long winding road crossing forests and villages. And in front of her, she sees an ocean so vast that to enter, there seems nothing more than to disappear forever. But there is no other way. The river cannot go back. Nobody can go back. To go back is impossible in existence. The river needs to take the risk of entering the ocean because only then will fear disappear. Because that's where the river will know, not about disappearing into the ocean, but of becoming the ocean. What do you need to become? Do you need to release from a little bit more in order to move forward? A lot of times our fear holds us gripping into place. That is an emotion and an idea I'm really familiar with. It can be immobilizing. So maybe if that's something you're experiencing in your own life, not looking at it through a lens of judgment and frustration with yourself, maybe trying to find new perspectives or supports to help you move out of that place. It's something we all experience. Sometimes we just need to keep trying different ways to overcome it, move around it, move through it. There's no one right or wrong way in any given time to approach it. They'll be different every single time. You might have been in this pose with me 1,000 times before tonight. Maybe tonight it feels completely new. Maybe the sensations, maybe the thoughts that are coming through, maybe the emotions. Things don't always have to be the same, even if so many things about them are similar. What are the ways that you can approach it for yourself that Allow you to relax and release through the pose, the shape, the sensation. We even need to find more sensation here. Sun says, be your own illumination. Ren says, sing your heart out all day long. Dream says, stop for any obstacle. Oak says, when the wind blows, bend easily and trust your roots to hold. Stars say, what you see is one small slice of a single modest galaxy. Remember that vastness cannot be grasped by mind. Ant says, small does not mean powerless. Silence says nothing. In the quiet, everything comes clear. I say, limitless. I say, yes, Dana Folds. Gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. When you're ready, if you're in the sleeping swan, curl the back toes, lift the back knee, releasing the front knee back. Invitation to find any organic movement. If you're on your back, you can just release and hug the knees into the chest. If you're in deer, you can just find your way to seated. You can find a flow here. You can find downward dog. You can come to child. So any organic release that your body is craving, if you'd like to even come down onto your back and hug the knees in and release, what feels good for you without there being a right or wrong answer out there for that. And then take a pause, soft gaze, closed eyes, and just notice what has come up. Either allowing all the shapes to be strung together in a line, or maybe just taking this last one on its own. Just noticing what has come up for you. Again, without judgment. You just approach it and let it be. Maybe it was something complicated. Maybe it was something very simple. And then when you're ready, slowly come back. This is one of those, and I'm glad I'm not in front of you because the blocks would come flying at my head. So we're going to find square pose, which is one, I'm not a very open instructor, so I have a lot of hip issues. So square pose officially is like a fire log. So different options are available. If you have, I know some people on tonight are loosey-goosey in those hips, you'll stack the right ankle over the left knee, right knee over the left ankle, and when you're ready, you'll fold forward. For people like me who are tight or have hip issues, you can actually have the feet more on the shins. You could take blocks to support you or books. You know, I have my trusty piles of books laying around to help support you up. You can place them underneath the knee that's hanging in the air to give you some support. So where do you need it? And again, you know, maybe you just need to rest one ankle in front of the other and find your fold that way. So keeping yourself safe, honoring where you are in order to open. We won't be here quite as long as the last pose. So finding your way, gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. So if you need to sit up, also honoring that if the folding forward is too much, that's fine. Maybe you feel enough just by doing the legs. I beg you to have patience with everything unresolved in your heart. Try to love the questions themselves as if they were locked rooms or books written in a very foreign language. Don't search for the answers, which could not be given to you now, because you would not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now. Perhaps then, someday far in the future, you will gradually, without even noticing it, live your way into the answer. This shape might be bringing lots of sensation. So where is your breath? Are your shoulders beginning to ride up? Can you relax the other places in the body, especially the mind? Again, it is thought often that the big sensations in yin shapes are connected to that deep unconscious, that mind of yours trying to have a conversation with you about things you might be holding, things that you need to let go, emotions that you are struggling with. So maybe noticing if this is a place of big emotion, can you give it permission to be here? But can you also give it permission to leave? Can you allow the breath and the mind to soften where you're feeling it in order to begin to release it? Gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. Release the legs, feet come mat width apart. Let the knees knock side to side before we find our way to the other side. I know you're really excited about that. I can feel the energy of excitement pouring through the computer screen. All right, so it should be left ankle going over the right knee. So again, if you have any issues, feet could come to the shins. You could just place one foot in front of the other. That might be huge amounts of sensation for you, right? So maybe this is not appropriate. So finding your shape, not on the box next to you on the computer, right? And when you're ready, folding. And maybe folding is not what's good for you right now. So gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. Last Light by Jacob Banyan. I need you to be the strength of widows and soul survivors. I need you to be as fearless as new mothers and new fathers. I need you to be the hope of hearts who lost true love. I need you to be the might of their first kiss. I need a purpose and I need a reason. I need to know that there is trophy and meaning to all that we lose and all we fight for, to all our loves and our wars. Keep breathing, keep living, keep searching, keep pushing on, keep bleeding, keep healing, keep fading, keep shining on. This is for the hearts still beating. And find that breath. Are you holding deeply in other places in the body that you can soften as you feel the sensation in this place from this shape? Can you begin to soften if you're holding in the shoulders or the back? Are your teeth pressing down on one another? Can you soften in the jaw? Are you screaming in the mind because your mind is unable to soften as you feel sensation? So where is it that you need to practice the release? Where do you need to practice some compassion with yourself? Knowing that the body will unfold as it can, as it's ready, going from moments of stira and sukha, of effort and ease. Where do you need to approach this moment within? Gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. Beginning to come back up. Feet can go wide on the mat. You can tick-tock knees side to side. Maybe you want to extend legs and bounce them out. So any organic movement, if you want to come down onto your back, hug the knees in and release. So what do you need to release in this place, in this pose? And then take a moment of stillness for yourself, soft gaze, closed eyes. Just notice what has come up. And then slowly coming back, we're going to come down onto our backs for our bridge pose. So grabbing a stack of books. If you have a block, that's great. So feet come down, press the feet into the earth, lift the hips. I know some of you might have a flow class. We're used to doing this without the books or the blocks, but try to find something to place underneath the sacrum. So not the fleshy part of your tush, not the curve of your back. Option if the book stack or the blocks are high enough to extend the legs straight out. If that doesn't feel good, just bring the feet right back to the earth. Palms can face up to the sky. Gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. So heart is open here. So can you release it out? You feel so much these days within your heart. Can you allow yourself to just relax it? Relax what you feel. Maybe you feel pain maybe you feel sorrow, maybe you feel fear. Maybe you have trouble or guilt on the days that you feel happiness and joy because you know others don't. So can you just relax this heart space, giving yourself an opportunity to just let the heart be open without any idea specifically of what it has to be open to. Gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. Press the feet into the earth, lift the hips, bring anything out from underneath you that is there as a prop. Then hug the knee, then come back down, hug the knees into the chest and release, hug the knees in and release. Make some circles on the sacrum, 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the other. Then when you're ready, allow the knees to fall over to the right, arms open in a T or a cactus. Look over to the left, looking the opposite way of the knees. And gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. Just noticing any place that you have sensation left, finding that breath. Maybe taking some big inhales here through the nose, opening the mouth, just letting the body deflate, letting the sensation out. Gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. Bring the knees back up through center. We're going to bring them right to the other side with awareness. If you need a pause in between, feel free to take that on your own. Knees come over to the left, arms are still in a T or cactus looking over the right. Gather the breath deeply and release. Inhale once again and let go. And use the breath to notice what's left. Where is sensation falling within your body, your mind, your spirit? Where do you need to just release your grip a little bit more, even if it's not all the way? So any of those places that are left that feel tight, maybe it's in the breath. Maybe this entire time you're having trouble finding a deep one. See if you can find that breath within you and let go of what you can. Gather the breath deeply and release. Inhaling once again and let go. Bring the knees back up to center. Invitation And for any final movements that you might need before we set up for Shavasana, final resting pose. So options for Shavasana, you can find a wall in your house and actually place your legs up against the wall. Arms come down beside you. You can feel really nice. You can bring a blanket or even pillows over the hip points to help ground you down. You can have something rolled up underneath the knees that's really nice for the low back. You can bring the feet a little more than hip width apart and let the knees knock in. And if you're okay with arms extended and palms up to receive, that's fantastic. If you need to feel grounded tonight, actually turn the arms and let the palms rest onto the earth to feel more grounded and connected. Honoring wherever you are, not just because somebody on the other side of a screen told you you should be there. Where do you need to be physically in your body? If you know for any reason you want to stay here longer than the next couple minutes, I've loved having you. Feel free to sign off so you can stay in an extended Shavasana. Otherwise, I will help you settle in. Take the hands, make fists, squeeze them tightly. Take a deep inhale. And again, tighten every muscle in the body. Tight, tight, tight. Big inhale. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release the hands. Let the body sink to the earth and let the breath out. Begin to soften in the brows. Let the eyes be heavy. Wiggle the bottom jaw back and forth. Any final tension there, release. The tongue be heavy, the mouth relax. You're having a thought that's perfectly normal. Just let it pass. Another one sneaks in, just let it go. Enjoy these final moments, and I will call you. Slowly begin to come back. Bringing breath back into your beautiful body. Joining the spirit with the physical. Wiggling fingers and toes, nodding head side to side. Maybe bringing arms overhead for a morning stretch to bring the body back. Where you are is divine. The invitation is always to remain there. But if ready, hug the knees into the chest, rolling over onto the right, pausing here. Knowing this is a place of beginning. All things from this moment forward are possible. When ready, finding your way up to seated, closed eyes or soft gaze, closing them once there. And then pausing here, just noticing Noticing what has shifted, what has changed. Hopefully we filled what was empty and emptied what was full. Bring hands at heart center, palms pressed together in Anjali Mudra, or hands right onto the heart. It feels good for you today. Come back to intention set at the beginning. Breathing it through this heart space, take a deep inhale. Open the mouth, release, allowing it to fly off to the universe, knowing it will be heard. It's an honor and privilege to practice with you today. We bow our head to our hearts together. We say, Namaste. Thank you so much. And I forgot to introduce our mascot for the day, who is Monkey, our little fuzzy monkey who helped us get through our practice. I'm going to stop the recording. Second. Sorry, and just thank you if you joined us virtually. Thank you for being here and being part of Ease. I hope to see you soon.